Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report here by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in. I got some topics I want to discuss on today's video. It is my off day here at Chat Sports, but a lot of Bulls news came out last night, specifically around Lonzo Ball and just following the Indiana Pacers games. I really want to make my kind of thoughts and takes clear on what I believe the Bulls should do at the NBA trade deadline. But before we get into all that, guys, first off, I just want to say thank you so much. We did just cross over 5,000 subscribers here on the channel. Just seriously, all of you guys, thank you so much. I started this channel on my own here at Chat Sports, and it just, means a lot to know you guys are liking the videos and just, supporting me, chase my dreams, as I was a diehard Bulls fan growing up. So I want to say thank you guys so much, and make sure you guys, if you guys aren't, hit that sub button. But let's dive into the Lonzo Ball update here right away. It came out last night that Billy Donovan said that Lonzo Ball is no longer feeling any pain in his knee, and he will start running again in January. And that just honestly put the biggest smile on my face. Lonzo's one of those guys that I've been rooting for since he got into the league. I think his dad, some people have their thoughts on LeVar and everything, but, I love LeVar. I think he's a great father, but he definitely put a target on his back when he got into the league, and guys wanted to go at him. I mean, we saw in his first ever NBA game, Pat Bev was picking him up full court, shoving him around, and Lonzo, he didn't have a successful rookie season, but then we saw the development and you saw the hard work. And, I always say this, like a lot of people will post, them working out in their Instagram stories, them working out, on wherever. The guys I love the most is when they're working hard just because you see their game develop. And that's what we saw Lonzo Ball more than anybody. He put on more muscle to kind of completely fill out that long 6'6", 6'7" frame that he had. And then his jump shot, bringing it from shooting it right here on the release to bringing it where it's more off to the side, and he was absolutely strapping it for the Bulls when he was playing. So Lonzo, he should be back hopefully by the start of next season. I really doubt that Lonzo will play again this season, but hey, you never know. If he's starting to run again in January in a couple days, I'm not going to say it's impossible that he doesn't play this season. Maybe if the Bulls do make a run, but man, it would be awesome to get Lonzo Ball back just because, this Bulls team, you need better players. You need you just need more talent, and Lonzo Ball is a great player, and he's extremely talented. So I want you guys to show some love to Lonzo in the comments section. Show him that Bulls Nation has his back, and we're still supporting him throughout this rehab process. I just feel bad for him, and it kind of really bothers me when people blame him for the injuries or just say he's an injury prone. I get it, dude. He has not played, but he's kind of gone through a lot, and it's kind of out of his control. So type Zoe down in the comment section. Type those ZOs. Show Lonzo Ball some love, and that Bulls Nation has his back. So I'm going to be diving into my take around the Bulls trade deadline. Listen, I understand there's a lot of people that, comment on these videos, and, I've been in the camp of saying the Bulls need to sell. They need to sell, and I want to completely double down on that. And mainly, obviously I think collectively as Bulls fans, we all agree that Zach LaVine should be traded. Just how good we've been playing without him and all. But I want to take that a step further. I think every single player on this Bulls team that could have a trade market, take advantage and trade him. I think there are 3 players on this roster I would not trade right now, and that's it. And that would be Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and Patrick Williams. Everybody else, I think, should be open season on the market. And that includes a guy like Andre Drummond, who people were freaking out on the last video when I suggested that the New York Knicks could maybe call for you. Guys, listen, the Bulls are not going to do anything this season. I understand. It could be fun. Maybe we go get another guy here or there, but you got to understand. Think about this big picture real quick. Do you see the Bulls winning a playoff series if they move off LaVine? I do not. I would be shocked if they beat either of the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference. Even throw the Cavs in there. Make it the top 6 of the Celtics, Sixers, Bucks, Knicks, Heat, and Cavs. Do you really see the Bulls beating any of those 6 teams in the first round of the playoffs if they were even able to sneak in? I think the Bulls go get some young talent, go get more draft picks, and then you could really start kind of this rebuild and kind of expedite that process. Well, you also have already 3 young guys that you can build around. I'm going to be talking about those 3 young guys and kind of explaining my thoughts here further in a little bit, but I do want to give a huge shout out to Prize Picks, today's sponsor of today's edition of the Bulls Report. I love using Prize Picks. We told you guys about them all the time, and if you guys go to prizepicks.com sportspatrick.com/CLNS and use code CLNS. You're going to get a first deposit match up to $100. I use Prize Picks for every single game I watch. You guys will too. Just download the app and then use code CLNS and they'll match your first deposit all the way up to $100. It's sweet. Makes the boring games even a little bit more entertaining. Get hooked up today. Link for that in the comment section and description of today's show. So kind of wrapping up my thoughts here on why I do believe the Bulls should be just completely sellers. Like, I love Alex Caruso as a player. I love Andre Drummond as a player, but I'm thinking more big picture here. Like, we see what Oklahoma City has done, guys. Take them, for example. They completely pivoted to the rebuild, and they went and traded for a guy. They traded Paul George for a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a guy that most people thought at the time, he's a good player, but did anybody expect that? Anybody expect a top 10 player in the league and a guy that could be a number one on a championship team? And then with all the draft picks they've had and also losing games, getting themselves higher draft picks, you're able to go get a Jalen Williams, who frankly looks like a young Paul George in my opinion. You're able to go get a Chet Holmgren, who looks like one of the freakiest demigod athletes I frankly have seen in the NBA. And then even a guy like Josh Giddey, good role players like Isaiah Joe. They have really filled out that roster, and that's why they're one of the best teams in the Western Conference. And, I mentioned R.J. Barrett, for example. I'm not a fan of R.J. Barrett, how he plays for the New York Knicks, but who says a change of scenery wouldn't take his game to another level? Or a guy like Emmanuel Quickley on the New York Knicks, who should have been Sixth Man of the Year last year. You bring him into Chicago, a more prominent role, he could really take that next step. There's only 3 guys on this roster that I would not trade at all, and that's Kobe White, Ayo, and Patrick Williams. And also, to further my point even more, well, why would you want to trade all these guys? They're good complementary pieces on a championship team. They don't match the timeline. Javon Carter, great role player. I love him. I think he could go win a ring somewhere if he gets traded to the right spot. Obviously, we know Caruso already has. Even Drummond. I think Drummond's a great basketball player in a role in the NBA. Even a Torrey Craig. But they don't fit the timeline the Bulls are on. Bulls need to think about 3 years from now, where do we want this basketball team to be? I want to see a completely maxed out Patrick Williams. So if you would trade a guy like DeMar, LaVine, and Vooch, what does that also do? That gets more shots to a guy like Patrick Williams. That will just help his development even more. Even Ayo Dosunmu, maybe he comes in and instead of playing around 18 minutes a game, he's playing 25, 30 minutes a game. I'm just kind of in this camp, and it does frustrate me when Bulls fans and it's all healthy debate. I'm not saying like, I know more than you, or I think I should, or I'm like, this is the only answer to the Bulls' problems. I just think it's like one of those things. The Bulls right now, they got a tight Band-Aid on their arm, and instead of just ripping it off and being like, hey, let's go, let's move on, let's shift in another direction, it's like they keep trying to put it back on. I'm just like, it's not going to work with these guys. And I'm still in that camp that you got to sell, accumulate draft picks, get more young players in here. And guys, Kobe White looks like the real deal. I'm not saying he could be a 2, 3, 4th option on a championship team. We really do not know. But if a guy like Patrick Williams, I still see that star potential in his game. Build around those 3 young guys, trade everybody else, and I think the Bulls could be sitting pretty for the future. But, hey, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I'm wrong, you guys think I'm crazy, you guys let me know down in the comment section. But there are really only 3 guys on this roster that I would keep moving forward, and Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and Patrick Williams. Everybody else can go. Just kind of my thoughts on the whole thing. But, hey, Lonzo Ball, maybe he'll come back. That's also another thing. What if you trade all these guys, reset, get a bunch of draft picks, and then you build around a core of, you already have your backcourt in Lonzo, Kobe White, and Ayo Dosunmu. That would be an elite backcourt in terms of shot creation and just point of attack defenders and playmaking with Lonzo. Pair that up with Patrick Williams. Get some more true scorers at the wing or the 2 spot and get some true bigs in there. I don't know. I just think the Bulls need to pivot. That's my little rant for today. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for 5,000 subscribers as well here on the channel. Wanted to get you guys a little update on Lonzo and then also just break down with NBA trade deadline. What do we got? About 6 weeks away at this point. Just kind of want to give my thoughts on that the Bulls should fully be sellers. But thank you guys so much for watching. See y'all next time. Go Bulls.